1993 was a magical year at Olson Field, with the Aggies earning a trip to the College World Series after winning the SWC championship. And in the middle of it all was Brian Thomas.
As a player, he was a real positive force. He just never had allowed himself to have a negative attitude, and I think that's one reason he was so good.
Thomas produced positive results on the field. He recorded the A&M record in triples and walks and is listed in the top 5 in games played, stolen bases, and runs scored.
I just think because he worked so hard, he was one of those guys that reached down and had more, and he got it. The whole package was concentration, focus, play for your moment.
Thomas reached deep in the 1993 season, collecting 9 triples and 15 home runs, and was the team leader in nearly every category. He was also crowned a consensus All-American and was All-SWC. After his time at Olson, Thomas was drafted in the 10th round by the Texas Rangers, but not before receiving his degree from A&M.
And I think I think he will stand with the others that grace this hall in flying colors. And I think he is absolutely a blue chipper that represented the maroon and white on and off the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hall of Fame inductee, Brian Thomas.
Howdy, Eggs. You know, it's been about 18 years since I've said that and was able to get that kind of response. And I can actually remember that day because we were sitting in Olson Field getting ready to get on the bus to head to Omaha, and we had a little powwow with all the fans that came out. The fans here were absolutely incredible. I just can't thank them enough. First, I want to start off and thank the Letterman's Association and the selection committee. I'm unbelievably humbled that you even thought of me to be honored for this. I want to thank Texas A&M for giving me a great education and for the opportunity to realize one of my biggest dreams of playing Division I baseball. I've got to thank my parents and my sisters. The support and sacrifices they gave me throughout my entire baseball career have just been amazing. And here with me tonight is my mother, and my father is no longer with us, but I know he is up there, and he is just saying that a boy be. They put so many of their personal dreams on hold so I could stay and play in a certain high school instead of moving out to the country. And just quite honestly, that's what gave me the recognition to come to a place like this. And I thank you so much for that, Mom. I also have to introduce my beautiful bride of just about 17 years, Kara, class of 92. And destined to be with each other forever because we met at the Dixie Chicken. So there you go. My 2 beautiful daughters, Brooke and Bryn, and the little man, Brett, who's 3 and a half sitting over there. So they're the joys of my life. I want to also thank the rest of the family and friends that have supported me through all the years that I played, still support me today. I just absolutely married into the best family ever, and I love them all. I was fortunate to have 2 great head coaches, and who I'd like to thank. Dave Gasser, my high school coach at Madison High School in Portland, Oregon, and of course Mark Johnson here at A&M. They were much more than baseball coaches. They were great mentors on how to play hard and how to respect the game. But even more importantly, they showed by their examples of how to live a godly life. I'd also like to thank Coach Jim Lawler for recruiting me all the way out in Portland, Oregon, and Coach Bill Hickey for bringing out the leadership and the competitive spirit in me. As any hitter knows, having the great BP coaches goes a long way. And that year in '93, when I happened to set a lot of these records, I just want to thank John Peters and David Krausen because they were undergrad coaches, and they would sit out there hour after hour and throw BP, and they were just absolutely unbelievable. I'm thankful to all of my A&M teammates from '90 to '93. Baseball is a team sport, and I would not have achieved this recognition without any of them. So thank you very much. Timo, thank you for putting in a good word for me, brother. But most of all, I have to thank Christ for his guidance that led me to A&M and ultimately here tonight. Just a funny story. In August of '89, I loaded up the car with my parents, my little sister, packed all my stuff, got in the car, drove 3 days to Texas. I had never been to Texas, never took a visitation. I'd only seen a few pictures of College Station and Texas A&M. And I just felt that it was the right thing to do. It was the right decision to make. I distinctively remember pulling up to the intersection at Texas Avenue and University and seeing the campus for the first time. It was 98 degrees, humid, the campus was enormous, and I thought, what have I done? Thankful for my family and I trusted in God, the decision to come to A&M. And now standing here, looking back, my advice to anyone making any big decision in your life: don't be afraid to take the road unknown, less traveled, more difficult, or the one that seems impossible. If you trust in Christ in all things, you will receive more blessings than you can imagine. Thank you very much, and Giga Mags.